Hi, and welcome everyone to our next animation. We're going to open up Adobe Flash and we're going to go create new ActionScript 3.0. And for this animation, we're going to go to the toolbar and we're going to select on rectangular tool. And we're going to go to oval tool and we're going to create a blue circle. Now I want to convert that to a symbol, so I'm going to go to my selection tool, click on my selection tool, and click and drag over top of that. You can see what looks almost like pixels when we do that. So it has been selected, so we can go to modify. We're going to convert to symbol, or we could have just pressed F8. When we do that, we have to give our symbol a name. Now remember, symbols could be a ball, it could be a puck, it could be a character that's moving, anything really in our animation that we want to move. I'm going to click on OK. And there we have our blue ball. Now, I'm going to select frame 20 and I'm going to right click insert keyframe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the ball to the bottom of the stage. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to right click and create classic tween. Notice that it went from gray to blue. So now if I scrub that, you can see what's happening with our blue ball. We're going to have it bounce and go back up again. So on frame 35, we're going to insert a keyframe and we're going to move it over to this side of the stage and bounce off that part of the stage. I'm going to right click and create classic tween. It's going to turn to light blue. So now when I scrub this, that's what my animation will look like. Now it ends up hitting the stage over at this point here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another layer. So to do that, I'm going to right click on top of layer 1 and I'm going to go insert layer. That puts a layer on top of layer 1. So anything that I build in layer 2 is going to lie over top of layer 1 inside the stage. Now, a couple features here. There's an eyeball here, and what we can do is if we're working in one layer, we can tell the software that I don't want to see anything in this layer. If I don't want to see anything in this layer, I'm going to click on that dot and you can see the X, and I can't see anything there in that layer. The other thing I can do is I can lock a layer. So I might want to, while I'm working in layer 2, I might want to lock layer 1. So I don't do anything in layer 1 by mistake. So I'm going to do that. I've got layer 1 locked. I'm going to work in layer 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another ball. I'm going to change the color and let's make this maybe a little bit larger, like so. Again, I have to convert this to a symbol, so I need to use my selection tool, click and drag over top and go to modify, convert to symbol. We'll call this yellow ball, and that's a graphic, and we'll click OK. Now I'm going to have this move upwards. So let's say in about frame 13, I'm going to select there in layer 2, and I'm going to insert a keyframe. And I'm going to have this move upward. Now, if I go back here and right click, create classic tween, there is a spot where you can see that they are overlapping. And notice that layer 2 does go over top of layer 1. So if we go to frame 14, I'm going to have this move over to the right. So I'm going to click on frame 30 in layer 2. I'm going to right click and insert keyframe. And I'm going to have this bounce over to this wall. I'm going to go back here and right click and create classic tween. So now when I scrub this, I can see that what's going to happen up to about frame 29. I'm going to go up to frame 45. I'm going to right click and we'll insert a keyframe. Let's have this move over to here. I'm going to go back here and right click and create classic tween. Notice we don't see the blue ball at this point because we haven't created a classic tween beyond frame 35 for the blue ball. So this is what it looks like as we scrub through. So if I want to, I'm going to go back and unlock layer 1. And we'll go to layer 1, let's say frame 50. And I'm going to right click, insert keyframe. And I'm going to have that move back in this direction here. I'll go back here, right click, create classic tween. And so now if I hit enter, I can see these two symbols moving about in the stage. So that was just a simple example of using one symbol in each layer and how layer 2 objects will look when they're superimposed over top of layer 1. For this activity, I want you to do the same thing. Create 2 symbols in 2 layers and have the objects move inside the stage. You don't have to use blue circles. You can use 2 symbols of any type. That's it. Try this one, post it on your website. We'll talk to you soon.